remember good things. I don't remember anything bad. It just takes up space, and I don't want to remember bad things. Sorry, that's bubblegum that I took off the chair here just now.
Well, my name's Leon van Gent. I used to be the principal of the National School of Arts till end of 2016. And then I went on early retirement because of some health issues, but still fond memories of the 36 years I spent at the art school. I started as a post-level 1 teacher at De Crane in 1981. And then I spent a couple of years there before the Department of Education decided to amalgamate the 2 art schools. The reason then given by them was that it was too expensive to run 2 art schools. And at that point in time, I think they decided to, seeing that the numbers weren't that great in both schools, to combine them into 1 school. And that happened in 1993. At that point in time, we had a bit of a difficult time in that there was no principal appointed. So Mrs. de Klerk, who used to be a deputy at the Art, Music and Drama School, she then was acting principal for a couple of months. She was then promoted to a circuit position at the Johannesburg South Circuit. And the lucky thing for me was that I was next in line and took over as first acting principal, and then in 96, end of 96, I was appointed principal at the school. At that point in time, quite a difficult position, I think, in that it was still a bit of a struggle to get the 2 schools to become 1. Although we had 1 name, National School of Arts, there was still a lot of politics behind it, especially parents who wanted to still, fight for their school, ABDM and De Crane. But eventually everything worked out fine, and we today have this wonderful National School of the Arts.
Yeah, what was made clear to all of us when the 2 schools amalgamated was that we must keep in mind that both schools were closed. Johannesburg Art, Music, Ballet and Drama School was no more. De Crane was no more. But I think in people's minds it was difficult to just accept the fact that there was none of that anymore, and now there's a new school, National School of the Arts. So it was more a longing back to what was than looking forward to what can be with a new school. But as I said just now, the difficult part of it was to get people to understand that those 2 schools closed down and there was now a new art school, the National School of the Arts. It wasn't a case of that we didn't know that it was happening. I mean, we started way before the time that he started doing it with an effort of getting people involved in doing it. We started off with our music department staff, and we gave it to them as a form of a project, do a school song. But I think before we knew, quite a number of years went past without us having something concrete. So we then sort of commissioned, and we said to the music department, listen, we have to now do this. And I think it was the music teachers who initiated the thing of getting learners involved. And I was quite keen on getting the learners to do something. I mean, I knew at that point in time we had the talent. The kids could do it. And my idea was then to get the music teachers to sort of oversee the process of writing the school song. In the end, I don't think that they were that involved in it. They also felt that if the learners can come up with something, and I think at that point in time, there was already a lot of things done by the learners without me or the teachers knowing that they were that keen on doing it. And I think when the first time I realized and heard what was done at that point in time, I was quite surprised, and very surprised and happy that the learners could come up with something like that. And I can remember the one day going to the school hall. You know, we had this rule of you're not allowed in the school hall after school hours, and there were these learners there doing this song, and I wanted to kick them out, and they said to me, "But sir, this is our school song." And it was, as you say, it was only the music at that point in time. And that was the one time that I said to them, "Listen, stay and carry on," because I could hear that there was something good coming out of that. And eventually, the learners did the school song. There wasn't much involvement from any of our teachers, and then I must be careful saying that there wasn't any involvement. There were, but as I say, for me, if I think back now, the learners did the school song, and that's something that I think the school can be very proud of, that the learners took the initiative, they had the talent, and they came up with something brilliant. No, the first time they did it at an assembly, I can remember they came to me and said to me that they were at a point now where they could do this. And they had a couple of learners who, at that point in time when they did the lyrics to it as well, that could perform this or do the school song at the assembly. I first wanted to hear the school song, but for some reason that I can't remember now, they said no, they want to keep it some sort of a surprise to everyone. And so the first time I heard it was at an assembly where we said to the school, "Listen, this is our first attempt at having a school song, and these couple of kids are now going to perform it." And I can remember them jumping on the piano. I think they did the music, ran through it once, and then the 10 or odd learners who did learn the words started singing it. And I think immediately I was sitting there on the stage thinking, am I now supposed to say, okay, it's fine, or maybe no, it's not fine? But at that point in time, I realized that this was going to be the school song. I mean, it wasn't a performance as you see it now in the hall when the school do the school song, but the words, it just said so much about the school and about the realizing dreams at that point in time for me, that I just felt that, hell, this is it. And that's the one thing I can remember when I first heard the school song. I think if you look at the learners today, when they perform the school song, it's the one thing Yeah, well, let's describe it in this way, that I feel that's the heartbeat of the NSA, because that's the one time that you get all the learners. Doesn't matter which department they're in, doesn't matter which grade they're in. That's the one thing that the learners in this school do 100% together. And it's with feeling, it's with emotion that they do that. So definitely it's something that pulls the group of learners together and make them feel part of NSA. That's what I believe the school song is doing for the school. And you felt that. I got that same feeling then, first time it happened. You know, at some point in time, I can remember that I did make the remark that, you know, one must not change the school song in such a way that it doesn't feel like that first time we did or we heard the school song. You must stick to what the school song was intended to be, to sound like. And we did at some point in time, the learners, and you're absolutely correct. I mean, they do make changes to it as we go along. And I think most of the changes have been good changes in that you get the feeling that it's something that grows with the school and grows with time. But there were at some point in time where the kids did things to the school song that I didn't like that much. You know, I don't believe that a school song should have elements of yelling in it. You know, it should still be let's call it an orderly thing, something that fits the occasion when you are going to sing the school song. So we had to put brakes on some of the things that the kids wanted to do with the school song, but that was not things that I decided not to have in the school song. It was normally something that senior learners, teachers, all had that feeling that, listen, we shouldn't go there. But I don't have a problem with them changing the school song and making it something that they feel more comfortable with. So I was always for it. I can remember at one prize giving we had, Sibongile Kumalu, I mean, she's one of the greatest singers that we have in the country still now. She made a remark because she was a parent here at the school. She attended the prize giving, and we normally with the prize giving will end off by singing the school song. And I mean, she was so overwhelmed by the way that it was done. I don't think that, you know, it was so much about the words that were sung. I think it was about the way that the kids went about singing it. And she was blown over by the NSA school song. And that was wonderful to me to see the reaction. And not only her, you know, when we have visitors at the school and we have the school song going, people are amazed that a school can have a school song like that, and that the learners can go that and be that enthusiastic about a school song. So it is definitely something that this school and everyone involved with the school can be proud of, that we have something that's so much different to normal school songs, and that the kids just love doing it.
I mean, I always, when we had assemblies and I was on the stage there and the kids did the school song, I mean, it was just amazing for me to look at them and see how they enjoy doing it. I always said, with any performance, if I was in the audience and the kids on the stage, the important thing for me was that the kids enjoy what they do. And you can immediately pick up if those kids on stage are really enjoying it. Whether it was that good or not that good, if they enjoyed it, that was one thing that I wanted to see. And with the school song, I mean, it was just always, there was never once that I saw the kids doing the school song where you couldn't see them smiling and just be happy to do that school song. And, that's different when you go to other schools and they do their school song, and it's like, I don't want to say being at a funeral or anything like that, but it's not that happy, this is our school song, and singing and smiling, and no, it's something totally different. So, I mean, you're right in saying that it's not a school song as such. It's a song for the NSA. I think it was always the intention, and the learners were brilliant in making that happen, not to do a school song as such, as all the other schools have. This is something special. I don't think, and I haven't heard any other school singing something like this from the heart and with so much meaning. I mean, I don't think that we have that anywhere else. That's NSA, this song. You get these hits coming along every now and then. I don't know why it was, but I came to school every day at 6 o'clock. I was here at school and sitting in my office and doing emails or prepare for the day and whatever. And a couple of times I had this school song in my head, and I don't know why. If it was only because I was here at school, I don't know. But no, it becomes part of you. And I'm sure, I mean, many learners who've left and who've been out of the school for many years, I'm sure they still know the school song, because it's something that grows on you, and it becomes part of you, I think. And that'll be, I suppose, till the day I'm not here anymore. It's something else, It sounds like I'm getting, I don't know, nostalgic about this thing, but the NSA school song is just something else. I don't think it's something that will ever leave you. It'll be part of you. We say that we at the NSA, and I still see myself as part of it, the NSA, that we realize dreams. And I think a lot of learners come to the NSA, I suppose all of them, with a dream of where they want to go to and how the NSA will help them to get there. And that's what the school song says, that this is the NSA and this is what we see happening with you being part of the NSA. So it is really a song about the realizing of the dream, the taking of the learners where they're supposed to be, where they want to be. And I think if you ask me what it means to me, the school song, it means to me that we're doing what we want to do
with this institution. So everything that happens here is that focus that we have of taking the young artist and helping them on their way to become who they want to be. And that's what the school song is saying. Well, you know, it's a difficult thing for me, and I don't want to become sobby now. But I think about the school every day. And you can't think about the school and not think about what the school is about. You can't think about what the school is about and not think about the wording of the school song. Because that is what the school is about. But although you might not be thinking about the school song as the school song, I think your whole thoughts on the school is about what the school song is about. So it's one big package, and I think everyone experiences it like that. So that's why I'm saying I think learners who've left NSA 10 years ago might still have the school song in their heads, and because it's such a integral part of what the school is about. I think the short answer to that is because the learners want to be here. I mean, they audition, they want to come into the school, and and I hope it's still like that, is that they feel that they've achieved a lot when they pass an audition and they admit it to the school. And I think that's why most of the things at this school is different to other schools, and why you don't have similar problems to what other schools have. I think the issue of bullying and things like that, although we might have it to a certain degree, it's not the same as at other schools. And you know, us talking about the school song, that's not the same as what you have in other schools. The teachers you have here is not the same as the teachers as a group. The way that people work here is not the same as other schools. And I think, you know, me being principal at the school, I was here principal for 20 years. And I had quite a few offers, even in the private sector. And I never took that step to just leave this and go somewhere else and earn more money, because that was never an issue to me. I mean, for me it was, this is the school where I started, and this was the school where I was going to finish my career as a teacher. And I realized that, you know, going on retirement is a far bigger step than what one thinks initially. And hearing the school song and me not being the principal, I felt sad. I felt bloody sad. and I thought to myself, you know, that look at that wonderful, vibrant, happy song can even make you feel sad. Been the wonderful thing to me, for instance, matric pupils, when they sang that school song for the last time, I never got the impression of them feeling sad or changing the tone of the school song to a sort of a goodbye song or anything like that. But I can remember when Mr. Dan Cook passed away, that memorial we had in the hall for him, I can remember that school song being sad then. And it's, I mean, we spoke about the learners changing the school song and making the feeling around it totally different. I mean, that day it happened.
And I think it was just the school song as it started off with. I mean, you guys that's been part of the school, you know what other things were added to the school song. I think, and if those add-ons and the vibrancy that the learners themselves display when they sing the school song, if you take that away, then I suppose you can get a sad feeling. But if you know the school song as it is now, and I think you take all those changes away, then you will get a feeling of being sad because of it not being that happy, vibrant, them jumping around, dancing type of movements that the learners make. Then I suppose you can give it a total new meaning. You know, I'm a Boertjie from the Western Transvaal. I mean, I come from a very prim and proper way of doing things. And I think I had the privilege of ending up in a school like this. And over the 36 years, I've changed a lot. And I think the school song was part of that. I would never have, my first year as principal in 96, ever thought that I would allow something like that. But I mean, it was just, for me, seeing it happen, and seeing the learners doing the school song, it was just never something that you can stop the learners doing. I mean, all of that, the changes that they've made over time to the school song, the dancing with it is just, it's art school. That's what the art learners want to do. So there's no ways you can say, listen, stand with your hands here and just sing the words. Then you will kill off something that will change the school. You can't do it that way in the art school, no. No, the school song where it is now, and I presume that it's still the same place when I left, but that is the way the art school should sing the school song. I hope never to see that they attempt in changing that. I think now, after 15 years, the school song has become, for the school, something different maybe to what he thought he was giving the school. It is now a far bigger thing than that. And although he might feel that it's fine if the school do whatever with the school song, I don't think the people at the school think it's fine if you do whatever with the school song. I mean, jazzing it up and doing things like that is fine, but it must still be the core thing that he created, or the learners. I don't think that it was only him, but one shouldn't. We must remember. I mean, there's a lot of people that were in school then who were part of that school song. So if next generations now go and change it, what about those people if they come visit the school? Say there's a reunion of a 20-year, 50-year or whatever, and you want previous learners, current learners to sing the school song, and they can't do the school song because it's so totally different now to what it was. Hey, that'll be a sad day. I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm just thinking off the top of my head now. But that might be sad for people that got used to a school song, and now it's not that school song anymore. I don't know. I might be wrong. Might be wrong. I think the kids themselves, they have a lot of respect for the school song. They might not be standing like this when they sing it, but I mean, for them, it's not only something special as we can enjoy doing it. They have a lot of respect for the song itself, and I think even if you ask them, they would also not want to just radically change it and make it something totally different. And I think even if you go back 10 years or 15 years and you ask the learners then, they would also not want to see that happening. But jazzing it up and putting a trumpet with it and whatever, that's fine. That's the creative spirit of the school. And as I say, you must never try and put a lid on that, because change is growing. And if you don't change, you won't grow. And I mean, even the school song.